So hi all, welcome to another video session. In this video session we will see what is the difference between DATESYTD versus TOTALYTD function in DAX. So what is DATESYTD? DATESYTD, it actually accepts the date column and the year to in date field. This is actually an optional field. So returns a table that contains the dates for the year to date up to the max date in context. So what does this mean, max date in context? So in the dates column, right, if you have, let's say, the dates for year 2022, 2023 and 2024, then it will only return the particular rows only for those values which are of the year 2024, because that's the max date in context. Okay, that is what it means. Next is optional year underscore end underscore date defines fiscal year. Okay, so in this, right, in the year end date, since we are only considering the max date in context, so we need not specify the year. In this, we only specify the date and the month, and always take care of the formatting. The formatting is going to be the same as your local system formatting. If your local system is dd-mm, so you will mention accordingly. If it is mm-dd, you will mention accordingly. Okay. Next, it is used mainly in calculated columns or to filter a table. Now what is TOTALYTD? TOTALYTD, it is having this syntax. It has an expression dates column, then it accepts a filter. This is one of the biggest difference. Okay, TOTALYTD, it only accepts one filter, and then we have this optional field. It calculates the year to date value of an expression. It internally uses the DATESYTD to define the date range. It can apply additional filters directly within the function. So overall, what is the difference between DATESYTD and TOTALYTD? The DATESYTD, it actually returns me a table, while TOTALYTD, it actually calculates a scalar value at the end. So we can use the we can use TOTALYTD function like this, but DATESYTD, it generally goes along with calculate function. Okay, you need to use the calculate function to get to a scalar value. Okay, but in TOTALYTD, there is no need for you to go ahead and use that calculate function. Okay, because it itself will give you a scalar value. These are the key differences. DATESYTD returns a table of dates, TOTALYTD returns a scalar value. DATESYTD is used for filtering, TOTALYTD is used in measures. TOTALYTD equals to calculate expression of the DATESYTD. Okay, this is something that you must understand. Then example is this, you can go through the example. Okay, this is the way how we can actually use the TOTALYTD and the DATESYTD. This is the syntax. And now when to use each: use DATESYTD when building custom time intelligence filter, and use TOTALYTD when you need a ready to use simplified measure. Okay, both can accept fiscal year end dates for fiscal YTD calculations. Okay, so let us go ahead. Okay, so look at this practically. Okay, so we have this dates table with us, and in this dates table we have the month, the quantity amount, the quarter and the year present with us. And I have already created these three measures associated with DATESYTD and TOTALYTD. Okay, so let us go ahead and let us see. For that, let me bring out a card and let me place this measure total in this particular card. So this measure total, it is going to find out the total quantity amount, okay, present in this particular table. Next, let me pull out one more card and let us place the measure DATESYTD here. Okay, and let us bring one more card and let us place the measure total YTD here. Okay, so if you look at the measure DATESYTD, right, let us look at the measure DATESYTD. Measure DATESYTD, it is calculate the sum of the total quantity, and within the DATESYTD we are placing this dates.date, and within this string literal we are giving 3103. So what does this 3103 mean actually? Okay, in order for us to understand more about the DATESYTD, right, let us go to the DAX query and let us go ahead and let us run this particular DATESYTD for dates of date. If I run this one, right, then what will happen? You will see. See, within the dates of date, right, it has given me the date starting from 1st of January till 31st of December 2024. Okay, if I go to the table view, right, and if you go to this particular dates table, you will see that the dates is for the year 2022, 2023 and 2024. So it is only giving me the dates for the year 2024 because that is the maximum year that is present. DATESYTD will always give me the dates for the maximum year. Okay, now that I have not mentioned anything over here, okay, so if you give a comma here, you see if I have not mentioned anything in the year ended, by default it will pick up the last date. Okay, that is, it will go ahead and it will fetch me all the dates for the year 2024. Okay, but let's say if I go ahead and if I mention, okay, 3103, which means that 31 is the last date of the month of March, right? 03 represents March. Okay, so it will give me the results from 1st of April 2024 till the last date which is present in that particular table for the maximum year 2024. Okay, if I go ahead and if I hit the run, you will see it is going to give me the result from 1st of April 2024 till the last of that particular date. Okay, now to give you more clarity, right, okay, to give you more clarity, okay, let me go ahead and it is not necessarily that because currently it is 2025, so it is going to give me dates previously to 2025. Even if I go ahead to the table view, right, and within the date, if I go ahead and if I change this to 2026, let's say, okay, 2026 is the future date. Okay, right now it is 2025, the current year. Okay, let me just change this. So now you will see that in the year we have this maximum year 2026. Okay, so if I go to the DAX query and if I go ahead and hit on run, what we will expect is that it will give us the dates from 1st of April 2026. And you see that is what is happening. It is giving me the year for 1st of April 2026. Okay, so that is what the DATESYTD function will do. It will return us the series of dates. Okay, it will return me a table of dates. But if I go ahead and if I do TOTALYTD, right, TOTALYTD, and if I hit on run, it will give me an error. Okay, it will say that the second argument must specify a column. That means it is not going to give me any kind of column. Okay, it is not going to work here. Why? Because TOTALYTD, it will accept a scalar value. It will not accept, it is not going to return me a table here. Okay, it will always accept a scalar value. So DATESYTD, you can use it along with the calculate function. Okay, let me go back to the tables. Okay, and let me go ahead and change it back to 2024. Okay, so this much you have understood regarding the DATESYTD and TOTALYTD. So this is one of the differences. DATESYTD, it returns me a table, while TOTALYTD, it will not return me anything. It will just give me a scalar value. Okay, so if you go to the DATESYTD, right, measure DATESYTD, you will see that this is the way how we have used it. Calculate sum of the total quantity amount, DATESYTD. It expects the date column. Okay, and it is you have to specify till what date is the end of your fiscal year. Okay, if 31st of March represents the end of your fiscal year, that means the new year starts from 1st of April. So it will give me all the dates for 1st of April for that maximum year. Okay, so let me go ahead and let me add one slicer. Okay, and within this slicer, let me place the year here. Okay, and let me format this to vertical list. Okay, and let me also place one more slicer. Let me place one more slicer, and within this slicer, let me go ahead and place the month. Okay, okay, now what I will do, let me now focus here. Okay, focus on the measure total. If I go ahead and if I select 2024, year 2024, okay, and for this particular slicer, right, let me go to the slicer setting and let me select it as select all. Okay, yes, now for this particular slicer setting, if I go ahead and click on select all, and if I unselect January, February and March, you will see that the amount will come out to be the same. Okay, the amount will come out to be the same here. Okay, let me go to the call out values let me increase the decimal places to 2. For this one also, let me increase it to 2, and for this one as well, let me increase it to 2. You see the value comes out to be the same, which actually proves the point, okay, because here as you can see I have already specified 31st of March 03. That means the date is going to start from 1st of April 2024 to last of that particular month of 2024, that is 31st of December 2024. Okay, so that is what it represents. Okay, since I have selected the slicer as 2024 and select all, I have excluded the value of January, February and March, so it should match, which it is matching. So this is working as expected, right? Here the measure date YTD and the measure total YTD is giving me the same values, okay, because it works almost the same. Okay, only the difference is that what it returns is different, okay, and the way how you will be writing the code is different. Okay, now another difference is that if you really want to go ahead and apply multiple filters, right, let's say you have multiple filters, okay, let's say you have multiple filters and you want to apply multiple filters, in that case you should definitely go for measure date YTD, because measure date YTD, it gives you the provision of applying multiple filters, okay, because you are using it within the calculate function. If you go ahead, you will see filter 1, filter 2, filter 3, right? So if I go ahead and if I, let's say if I apply the filter like dates of, let's say, month is equals to June or July rather, okay, is equals to July, okay, and I will also apply one more filter, dates of, let's say, quarter, okay, equals to, let's say, Q3, okay, then what will happen, it will only give me the the quarter 3 of the month of July, right? It will only give me that much, okay, only for July month it is going to show me, and for quarter Q3, right? If I go ahead and if I hit on commit, what will happen, you see, it will give me this value 630.11k, right? But if I go to measure total YTD, right, it will only accept only one filter, okay, it will not accept multiple filters. So if I go ahead, you see here, if it will only accept one filter over here, not multiple filters, so I cannot go ahead and I cannot apply multiple filters. If I go ahead and if I type in dates of month, okay, or rather of quarter is equals to, let's say, Q3, right, I cannot go ahead and give one more comma sign and I cannot place multiple filters over here, right? It will only accept for one single filter, okay. So if like here I have in the measure date YTD I have applied two filters, one on the month, that is July, and one on the quarter, that is Q3. If I remove the month of July from here, right, if I remove the month of July from here, you see I will get the same value. But if in case if I really want to place multiple filters over here, you can do it, okay, you can go ahead and use the calculate function, the dates YTD, right? So dates of month is equals to July, okay, yeah. But one more point to notice over here is that in total YTD, right, in total YTD you can do something like this, okay, if you have, let's say, multiple filters, right, if you have multiple filters, like in case of measure date YTD, I have used dates of month equals to July, but in the single filter also you can actually include two filters, okay, you can just place the AND condition over here like this, and okay, and if you just go ahead and give dates of month is equals to July, right, that means for quarter it should have quarter Q3 and it should have the month of July. In that particular case, if you go ahead and if you hit, you see it will still work, okay. So if you have multiple filters, right, if you have, let's say, very complicatedly you have got many multiple filters, right, you can definitely use AND operations or operations, okay, to go ahead and place them in this one single filter, okay, but it is not really recommended because it becomes very complicated, okay, it really becomes very complicated. So for simplicity, so that the code is readable, also you can you will be able to track down how many filters you have used, right, you can use this, okay, you can use this, the measure date YTD, okay. So the difference, both behaves in the same way, okay, only the difference is that how you write the code. Okay, measure date YTD, it accepts multiple filters, it gives you the provision of accepting multiple filters because it works along with calculate function. Measure total YTD, you need not use it along with calculate function, and it will only give you provision for applying filter in just one place. Okay, but you can definitely use AND operation, OR operations, XOR operations, very different kind of operations you can use to basically, you know, use multiple filter in a single filter, but that will make it very complicated, right? That's why you should be using this measure date YTD. Okay, so these are two differences. So let us look at the third difference here, okay, between measure date YTD and measure total YTD. Okay, so let me go to this measure date YTD, and first let me remove these additional filters. Okay, and let me go ahead and remove the filters from total YTD as well. Okay, once I do this, don't require this one, let me go ahead and okay, now this particular measure date YTD and measure total YTD, it contains the value only for the month except for January, February and March, right? From April till December it will contain the values, right? But now what will happen if for the month slicer, right, if I select for a month, if it is a month that is not January, February or March, let's say if I select for the month July, right, it will give me the value, the same value for measure date YTD and measure total YTD, which is as expected. But what will happen if I go ahead and select on January? See, this is giving me blank, which is supposed to be giving me blank because in the date YTD we have already specified the fiscal year, the end of the date of the year is as 31st of March. So it should start from 1st of April to the last of that particular year, which, and if I select on January it should give me blank, but here if you notice on measure total YTD it is still giving me the value for the year 2024 and for the month January. If I go ahead and if I select on 2024, right, you will see that the measure total value and the measure total YTD value both are the same, which indicates that measure total YTD will even give me the value for the months which I have not specified in this particular calculation, right? If I mention it as 31st of March also, right, it will still give me the values for the months which are not included in the table, in the dates table. Okay, so that is the difference, okay, between measure date YTD and measure total YTD. If you really enjoyed this video, then please don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel, and please don't forget to press the bell icon for notification. Thank you.